Almost every time an expert is brought out to discuss nullification, they give this false story that it was used to protect slavery. History proves, without much digging, that the opposite was actually true. While the most commonly discussed nullification event is generally the standoff between South Carolina and President Jackson over the so-called Tariff of Abominations in the 1830s, it was actually northern states that used nullification most widely and successfully before the Civil War. Almost every northern state passed a personal liberty law that effectively nullified in practice the Federal Fugitive Slave Act of 1850. Not only that, leading abolitionists expressly supported the principle of nullification. Take, for example, John Greenleaf Whittier, the ardent abolitionist poet from Massachusetts. In 1833, he published an anti-slavery pamphlet titled Justice and Expediency that included a call for immediate emancipation of all slaves, an extremely radical position at the time. From there, he dedicated the next 20 years of his life to the anti-slavery cause. Whittier flat out identified himself as a nullifier. He wrote, "Since the passage of the Fugitive Slave Law by Congress, I find myself in a position with respect to it, which I fear my fellow citizens generally are not prepared to justify. So far as that law is concerned, I am a nullifier." Or how about William Lloyd Garrison, editor of the abolitionist newspaper, The Liberator? He helped found the American Anti-Slavery Society and also called for the immediate emancipation of slaves. Garrison publicly supported Whittier in his advocacy of nullification. He wrote, "The nullification advocated by Mr. Whittier is loyalty to goodness." No matter how hard they try to smear it, nullification has some pretty serious moral firepower behind it. It becomes a lot harder to sell the principle as evil when you know one of the founders of the American Anti-Slavery Society considered it goodness against federal slavery laws.